The story begins with Hyuk-cha, a professional makeup artist returning to his hometown. At one point, the man notices a girl sitting nearby and notices that she is very nervous. Scanning the girl's appearance like an expert, he notices acne and that the stranger's lips are a little dry. After getting to know the girl, Hyuk-cha offers his services as a makeup artist and works on her makeup, causing all the imperfections to disappear. Upon arrival at the airport, the girl meets her boyfriend and he is shocked at how beautiful she has become. Hyuk hears happy feedback about his work and feels very satisfied because he has helped another girl to become a beauty. At the same time, we meet Suan, a girl who is taking part in a casting call to become a popular singer. The organizers inform the group of girls that they have to put on makeup for a professional makeup artist to evaluate their looks and maybe one of them will get the job. Soon, the girls head to the dressing room where they apply makeup to their faces in an effort to be more attractive. Jeong decides to play a joke on a girl and pushes her from behind, causing her makeup to be completely ruined. A while later, Hyuk arrives at the event and observes the girls taking the stage. Suan was unable to update her makeup, so she decides to go on stage without makeup, realizing that this could lead to her defeat in the casting. Unexpectedly, Hyuk chooses this particular girl, noting that she has amazing looks and a face that he would like to work with in the dressing room. Hyuk does his job skillfully and asks the girl not to be embarrassed as her cheeks turn red and he can't guess the amount of makeup. When he's finished, Suan asks if she can wash her face and start her makeup again, as this much makeup seems excessive to her. She has never used so much makeup and is not used to seeing herself like this. In response, the makeup artist reminds her of the low ranking she had before and advises her to stay calm and focus on singing, after which they can compare her performance results. At the last moment, the girl decides that so much makeup will only hurt her and washes off most of her makeup. When Suan appears on stage, Hyuk sees her and laughs nervously as he is very upset by the girl's act. Once again put serious, the man assumes that the girl is challenging him, but her beautiful singing makes him forget all that. After the performance, the host asked for Hyuk's opinion as one of the judges. The makeup artist states that he didn't like Suan's makeup and harshly criticizes the girl. The audience notices his irritation, so the host changes the topic of conversation. Hyuk hurries after the girl, who disappeared backstage. After catching up with the beauty, he tries to understand why she did that. The girl apologizes because she didn't want to offend the man, but she doesn't like hiding her true face behind makeup. Hyuk gets angry and promises to do everything he can to ruin Suan's career. A few hours later, the jury summarizes the casting results and names the leaders. Unexpectedly, Suan falls into the top 3 and cries, not expecting such an outcome. The parents who support the girl are also full of joy because they want their daughter to become a popular singer and promote it in every possible way. Hyuk is furious at such results and his assistant does not understand why this is happening. Trying to get rid of stress, the makeup artist goes to the nearest bar to have a drink. At the same time, the girl publishes on social networks an old video of Suan fighting with another girl. People are shocked by what is happening because in the video Suan shows herself as a cruel and ill-mannered person. Hyuk also sees this news on his way home and is overjoyed because he doesn't have to do anything to ruin a young girl's career and the video will do it instead. Meanwhile, Suan also learns about the video and receives dozens of messages from parents, friends, and acquaintances sadly supporting the girl. Not knowing how to protect herself in the situation, Suan takes the nearest bus to the beach to get away for a week and have a little vacation. After a short vacation, the girl returns to the city, changing her image and starting to wear glasses, completely transforming her appearance. Soon she goes to a makeup course where the same Hyuk is among the judges. The man, devoid of compassion, reacts aggressively to Suan and takes off her glasses, asking how she dared to come back after what happened last time. The other members of the jury are shocked by Hyuk's behavior and suggest that he calm down a bit by drinking a glass of water. The man tries to understand why the girl is interested in the makeup artist course, since she is a singer who tried to become popular but failed after a fight scandal. The girl explains that singing is her childhood dream, but it was shattered by the cruel reality. Having lost her last hope, she decided to change her occupation and find herself creating beautiful makeup. One of Hyuk's coworkers intervenes in the conversation, curious to know what makeup means to Suen. Trying to be sincere, the girl tells a life story related to her mother. Previously, Suen tried to realize her dream, but having lost hopes for it, she decided to fulfill the dreams of her mother who adores makeup. These words move the jury, but they ask the girl to wait a few days until a final decision is made regarding her candidacy. Instead of leaving, Suen stays outside the building and waits for Hyuk to talk to him privately, asking him to give her 5 minutes of the man's precious time. The girl tries to explain the reason why she took off her makeup before going on stage, but Hyuk ignores her and gets into his car and immediately drives away. A few minutes later, the man realizes that he would like to know the real reason for Suen's action, so he goes back to the office. The girl gets a chance to explain everything, but she says that this act was dictated by her premonitions. Considering this a weak argument, the man realizes that their conversation is a waste of time and goes home. A few hours later, Hyuk starts painting, practicing a new style of makeup. At this moment, he remembers the ex-wife he had to divorce and feels a sense of nostalgia. Hyuk remembers well how his wife was the person for him, allowing him to try out new makeup application techniques on himself. The couple loved each other and showered each other with kisses and felt happy, but now it's all in the past. The man is having a hard time living alone, but has to convince himself that life goes on and you can't give up. The next morning, the jury gathers to choose a girl who can learn from them. Everyone chooses Suen and only Hyuk is against it, but his vote doesn't matter against the majority. Meanwhile, the girl is trying to find some work, as the bank keeps writing to her, reminding her that there is nothing on her account. After hearing the good news, the girl rushes to her first day of school and greets her teacher. The woman doesn't understand why Suen has come so early, since it's still night outside, but she attributes it to excitement and gratitude that the jury has chosen her as a student. Studying the house she will be working in, the girl walks through the rooms as she suddenly notices the bathroom. When she opens the door, she is confused to see a naked Hyuk taking a shower. Coming face to face with Suen in a hallway, the man doesn't understand why the girl entered there without permission and why she came so early to study. The girl apologizes for creating an awkward situation and explains that it was a ridiculous accident. Trying to calm Hyuk down, Suen deceives him and says that she didn't see the man without clothes. When Sejun's assistant shows up, Hyuk deceives him by saying that the man smells bad and should take a shower. Deciding to conduct an experiment, Hyuk opens the bathroom door and realizes that the girl lied to him when she saw him without clothes. Meanwhile, Suen meets other girls who are also in the makeup course. Soon after, Suen is preparing for her first class and unexpectedly meets her boyfriend. He loves the girl and hugs her, trying to figure out where she's been all this time, since they haven't seen each other since the video was published. Asked not to bring it up, Suen tries to put makeup on the guy's face, but doesn't know where to start. He had a lot of makeup artists, so he gives the girl useful advice, which helps her to cope with the task. A little later, another acquaintance comes to Suen, with whom she used to be in close contact. The man offers to return to the music industry, but the girl refuses, as after the last failure she decided to devote herself to something else. Soon after, Suen crosses paths with Chan again, and he asks the girl why she is acting aloof and if everything is okay between them. The girl rejects him, saying that it's better not to see each other for a while, as she wants to be alone and concentrate on her makeup artist course. The next morning, the guy has an allergic reaction and a frightened Suen calls Hyuk to see the spots and pimples on his face. As it turns out, the girl used inappropriate makeup, but the guy tries to defend Suen by claiming it's a seafood allergy. Hyuk is convinced it's not caused by food allergies, so he yells at the girl and kicks her out of the room. When he tries to help, the guy takes responsibility and claims that he chose the cosmetics himself since Suen didn't know what to use. Hyuk still holds the girl responsible for what happened, since a makeup artist is always responsible for what makeup he uses. A few days later, Jeong arrives at the makeup artist academy to show his face and defend Suen, believing that she is not responsible for what happened. A little later, Hyuk watches the girl work on another client, interfering in the process and preventing her from doing so. Meeting him a few minutes later in the corridor, The girl realizes that apologies are useless, so she offers money for the man to let her return to the academy. Hyuk is shocked by the impudence, but at the same time is touched by Suin's desire to continue studying. In the evening, the man and his friends go to a bar to drink and relax. Sejun drinks too much and Hyuk can't get him to his car, so he calls Suin and asks for her help. Realizing that the assistant is not feeling well, Hyuk takes him to his apartment and tries to help him, but Sejun vomits right on top of the girl. Suin has to take a shower in Hyuk's apartment, after which he gives the girl one of his shirts. At the same time, Hyuk's ex-wife comes home and meets Suin on the doorstep, which creates the most awkward situation possible. Upon seeing his ex-wife, Hyuk orders her to never come home again, which shocks not only the woman but Suin as well. The wife has to accept the situation, as she believes Suin is his new lover. The next morning, Suin does makeup for another student of the makeup course. The girl turns out to be very arrogant, so she asks to be more gentle with her sensitive skin. In an attempt to smooth things over between the girls, the assistant brings coffee, but as soon as Suin starts touching the girl's face again, it leads to conflict. Hyuk hears the scandal from the next room and asks the girls to make up and apologize to Suin for their unjustified anger. Hyuk also promises to take care of Suin so she can work as a makeup artist for the first time. In the evening, he offers to give her a ride home, but the girl refuses. Hyuk offers to take the money to order a cab, and the girl is forced to agree, though she wanted the man to be persistent in his decision. At the same time, the guy who is allergic to cosmetics realizes that he is in love with Suin. A month later, Suin begins to master the art of makeup and becomes closer to Hyuk. Trouble begins to brew at the academy, so the man and his team start a small company called Touch. As it turns out, the idea for the name and the concept of the establishment is Suin's. Touching the man's hand, she tells him inspirational phrases and explains the philosophy of their company, but Hyuk doesn't listen to her, getting very nervous about Touch. A few days later, Suin brings one of her friends to the company, but Hyuk can't hire her, politely explaining that they're just starting out and there's no extra money right now. A little later, Hyuk is visited by his old friends from the jury and sees that he is working together with Suin. The men are surprised because before he hated the girl and wouldn't give her a chance, but now they are colleagues. Hyuk explains that Suin turns out to be a very talented girl who deserves a chance. Soon the beauty salon gets its first client, but the woman is not ready to pay for makeup because their prices are higher than their competitors. Suin and Sejun try to explain that this is a specialized service salon, but the old lady doesn't understand all that and is about to leave. Hyuk intervenes in the conversation and informs them that they do professional makeup better than anyone else in town. Realizing this, the woman is ready to become their first client, but still can only pay half the amount needed, as she simply doesn't have any more money. Meanwhile, businesswoman Yoon learns that Hyuk has failed and opened a more modest beauty salon, and taunts him. At the same time, the guy keeps calling Suin to see how she's doing and if she's okay. While Jeong is deciding whether he should become a beauty salon client so that Suin can earn a good income, Hyuk's ex-wife files for divorce from her current husband in order to get back together with Hyuk. Despite the woman's wishes, Ho refuses her divorce, claiming that he wants the status of a married man and her opinion doesn't interest him. The next morning, Jin shows up at the beauty parlor and Suin asks him to go to a separate room to talk privately. The guy shows persistence and offers the girl to go on a date, showing 2 movie tickets. Suin again refuses Jin, after which he is given a makeover and Hyuk makes the final adjustments. Soon, Yoon shows up at the beauty parlor, asking Hyuk to spare a few minutes for her. The woman begins by insulting him and doesn't understand why the talented makeup artist didn't go abroad when he had the opportunity. Stating that his ambitions exceed the dreams and expectations of others, Hyuk ends his conversation with Yoon as he has plenty of other things to do. In the evening, Suin goes to Hyuk's office with a statement of her desire to quit. The girl is sad because she hasn't made much progress during her work and still only does the simplest makeup. Not wanting to lose the girl, Hyuk takes her into the dressing room and offers to give her some extra training. To start, the man asks the girl to close her eyes and touch her own, and then his face. At some point, Hyuk makes a remark to Suin and asks her to be not so harsh. Patiently considering all the man's demands, the girl touches his face again, but does so more gently and carefully. Hyuk also touches the girl's face and it becomes too romantic, causing them to start feeling sympathy for each other. After the class, the man reminds them that it is too late and they should go home. Since it is not safe outside, he decides to walk the girl and even protects her from a drunken man. The next morning, Suen receives another client who asks him to apply strict makeup as he is a diplomat involved in negotiations. After that, she is approached by a woman who is preparing for a photo shoot. At the same time, Hyuk sits alone in his office, trying to figure out what to do next. Suddenly, Suen appears in his office, reminding him of his sympathy for her. Realizing that he needs to get more clients, Hyuk decides to work on his own, since he is a celebrity and the best makeup artist in the country. Hyuk does a professional job and prepares the woman for a photo shoot. Meanwhile, Jin meets Myung, a man who has ruined more than one singer's career. Hyuk becomes depressed as there is only one woman who signs up with him. When he sees her, he realizes that this woman has cancer and has not long to live, but she wants to look beautiful for her husband. Sympathizing with the unfortunate woman, Hyuk does his best to make her attractive to the man he loves again. Afterward, the man has second thoughts and suggests that the team meet to discuss their priorities. He realizes that a premium beauty salon is not profitable, so he suggests lowering the bar and starting a standard makeup service for all walks of life. Hook envisions that this will not only allow them to make money, but also attract wealthy clients in the future due to their popularity. Soon, the beauty parlor workers take out an advertisement and post it on the internet. People respond well to it, resulting in their first customers. Sejun informs Hyuk that his wife wants to divorce her current husband, but he is no longer interested. He doesn't care about the fate of another woman's life, so she can do whatever she wants with her life. Meanwhile, Jin gets depressed because Suen doesn't pay attention to him. After another concert, the guy notices a girl in the crowd and suddenly starts crying, which shocks the audience and journalists who filmed what is happening. Jin admits that he feels bad and considers guilty that the beauty could not become a singer because of the video that was recorded at his birthday party. It's about Suen's fight with another girl, but Jin doesn't reveal all the details and doesn't name Myung, who broke the beauty's life, because the guy doesn't have the courage to do that. Realizing what he wanted to say, Suen meets Myung and promises to do everything to get revenge on him. After hearing about what happened at the concert, Hyuk goes in search of the girl, but doesn't realize where she disappeared to. The next morning he meets Suen's parents, but they know nothing about her whereabouts. A few days later, Hyuk manages to find the girl on a bridge near her home. Suen meets him and falls into his arms, after which the couple goes to a cafe to have a quiet talk. Hyuk congratulates the girl because she was able to stand up for herself and achieve success in a new industry. In the evening, Suen asks to escort her to her parents' house, as suddenly the couple notices Jin. Hyuk lets them talk and Jin invites the girl to the observatory where they could watch the stars. Jin once again apologizes for everything that is going on in Suen's life, but she thanks him for exposing Myung and asks him not to be sad, because her career as a singer has long been ruined, but she has found herself in another craft. Soon, Hyuk interrupts the conversation, reminding them that it's time for them to go back to Seoul. The girl leaves and the boy and the man continue their conversation, in which they admit that they both feel sympathy for Suen. Hyuk wants to know how Suen feels about Jin, but he ignores the man since he doesn't have to report to him. Hyuk walks Suen home to his parents' house, after which they all go to a cafe together. The parents take an interest in Hyuk and are shocked to learn that he is 37 years old, as he is considerably older than their daughter. They assume Suen is in a relationship with a man and want it to stop as soon as possible. After dinner, Hyuk offers the girl's mother a makeover and transforms her into an incredibly beautiful woman, after which the couple returns to Seoul. A few days later, the beauty parlor becomes very popular and receives many customers. After work, Hyuk sees Suen off and leaves, as suddenly the girl is met by Myung. He behaves aggressively and grabs the girl's hand, then informs her that he managed to deal with Jin and settle the conflict, so Suen can return to the stage and sing her song. The girl is furious at the man's insolence and categorically refuses to cooperate with him, realizing that this is worse than slavery. Myung, having received the refusal, shows aggression, but in time returned Hyuk defends the girl and hits the agent in the face. After the incident, Suan invites Hyuk to her house to treat the wounds on his arm. A little later, Hyuk goes home but gets a call from Jin, who offers him a drink at a bar nearby. During the conversation, the musician admits that he has temporarily stopped performing on stage and will be able to cope with it, as it is not the first time he has done so. Soon Suan calls Jin to support him. Learning that the guy is sad, the girl decides to cheer him up and sing a song. Jin puts the conversation on speakerphone, causing Hyuk to hear Suan's voice and become very jealous, trying not to show it. The next morning, Hyuk acts overly reserved and seems overly serious. Suan notices the change in his behavior and tries to understand the reason for it, but Hyuk is not sincere with the girl and withdraws into himself. In the evening, Hyuk and Sejun leave the beauty parlor when they suddenly meet Ho, who begs to talk in private. Believing that his wife is divorcing him because of her ex-husband, Ho provokes Hyuk into a conflict and a fight, but the man reacts calmly because he doesn't care about his ex-husband. Suan stays late at work to train, but can't find the element he needs. Trying to find it in Hyuk's office, she accidentally finds drawings of her face. Upon seeing that the girl found the drawings, the man feels awkward, but eventually admits that he is in love with Suan because she is a good girl and a talented student. Suan also confesses her feelings, but that doesn't put away the fact that there is a big age difference between them, and they'd better forget about the possibility of becoming a couple. Focusing on work, Suan shows persistence and Hyuk has to say that he is afraid to truly fall in love after his failed relationship with his ex-wife. Sympathizing with Hyuk, Suan hugs and supports the man, not realizing that Jin has seen everything that's going on. A couple days later, Hyuk invites the girl to dinner, but she suggests postponing the possible date as her parents are coming to visit her today. A few hours later, her father and mother visit Suan. They are happy and inform her that they have found a project in which the girl can sing and restore her career as a singer. Suan refuses this idea as she enjoyed being a makeup artist. Going out for a night walk, the girl calls Jin and arranges a meeting in the park. She asks the guy to look at her only as a friend and tells him about her parents' situation, so Jin can give her advice. He thinks that returning to the stage is a good idea and she should do it. The next morning, the girl's parents meet with Hyuk and ask him to fire their daughter so she can realize her dream and become a famous singer. Back at work, Hyuk wants to confess that he is sincerely in love with a girl, but he is afraid to talk about it so openly. In the evening, he texts Suan and asks her out on a date. The next day, the couple goes to the beach, but on the way the girl falls asleep in the car, so Hyuk enjoys the beautiful nature alone. Soon Suan wakes up and the couple has fun together, after which the man asks the girl if she wants to become a singer again. The girl does not answer directly and evades the question, stating that this is not the time for these questions. Hyuk is persistent, and Suan admits that she is tired of the pressure of other people deciding what she wants instead of her. At one point, she asks Hyuk to give her a makeover and the pair return to the beauty parlor. Here, Hyuk, just like the day they met, helps the girl with her makeup. Hyuk recognizes that Suan is a talented singer and she should think carefully about her parents' proposal before making the right choice. Suan starts crying and the man calms her down, resulting in the couple kissing. Hyuk confesses to his assistant and friend that he is in love with Suan and wants to be with her. At the same time, the girl visits a concert hall and reminisces about her decade-long career as a failed singer. After meeting her parents, she declares that she is not ready to continue singing and they have to accept her decision. In the evening, Suan meets Hyuk and declares that she wants to devote her life to makeup, as this job makes her happy. Sometime later, Hyuk and Suan continue to work as makeup artists, helping Jin prepare for the stage. The beauty salon becomes more and more popular and celebrates its first anniversary, receiving hundreds of clients. Hyuk and Suan go to the winter fair where they spend time together. They continue to work as makeup artists at the joint beauty salon, becoming a happy couple in love.